All right, guys, Shotty T here with an update video. The updates came later than normal today. The only thing I can speculate is that I guess some of the updates they just preferred to have after the last Blood Night event that took place this afternoon. But it does give me an opportunity to let you guys know that we did win our next to the last Copper War, and we beat the same opponent that we lost to this weekend. We had a different game plan strategy, and plus they didn't have like the whole server helping them out on defense either. So that I know that made a difference Saturday as well. The only downside is that we didn't take down all the buildings, because once you destroy the Alliance Center in the middle, it ends the fight. Like you can't even continue attacking the other buildings. So the better idea, which we know now, is to take the outside buildings first, and then finish the Alliance Center. But I know the Alliance Center usually is kind of hard to finish if it's heavily fortified. But we did it with like 20 minutes to spare, so we could have methodically eventually did it. But we won, which is the important thing. And we have an opportunity to finish within our season goals that we set out and possibly finish in the top 20. We just have to see how the last week plays out. And like I said, I might record that live because the one this morning was kind of hectic with everything else I had going on. But let's look at the updates here. Okay. System optimizations expanded the display space for the Alliance slogan. So when you create an alliance, a preset alliance slogan will be generated to help new alliance members understand the gameplay and benefits of the alliance system. So we talked about this before. It's better to be in an alliance than to not be in an alliance. I talked about the pros and cons. Well, it's really not really any cons of being in an alliance, unless the only con would be is being in an alliance with people that annoy you or that you don't like, but you can just go to another alliance. So, but the concept of being an alliance, there's really not any cons to that. Okay. And all this is saying is that a default slogan, whenever you start a new alliance, it just tells people the understanding the benefits of the alliance system. But afterwards, you can always customize your message, and they've made it more visible here. You just click, and if you're a leader, you can click the edit button. But if you're not, then you can just read it here, and it'll just show you the expectations that the alliance has, rules and qualifications to join, or whatever you want to put there. That's PG-13. All right, so let's continue. All right. And also added a search function to find members on the member list. So let's go back here. You click on members, search for members. If I want to search for, let's say, Grumpy. All right, my friend Grumpy. So there we go. You just click on that. And there you go. Just search and you find them there. All right. And let's continue. Oops, I'm going to the wrong thing here. All right. Number 2, Alliance Star Optimizations added new award, MVP. Alliance members can earn different points based on their nominations for different Alliance Star rewards. And the member with the highest points will receive the MVP honor. So as you guys recall, every Sunday you got these. I think it's about a month or two since this has been implemented on the game, the Alliance Star. Of course, you'll see an icon that'll pop up more visibly on Sunday when it does happen. So all the different things, different categories. Usually they'll have like a top 3, and I guess it's kind of like a conglomerate combinations of those. Whoever gets the more all-around person would get the MVP if they satisfy multiple categories. I don't know if it just limits it to top 3 or if it expands further to figure out who the MVP is. So we'll have to see how that plays out this Sunday, and I'll show that. Why not? The view list and the view results buttons have been merged, and after the current Alliance Star session ends, unclaimed rewards will be sent via mail. Scored in details for MVP and Best Manager awards in the Alliance Star winners. All right, so season-related optimizations. Alliance Center migration point construction cooldown has been adjusted from 8 hours to 4 hours. Wandering Oni Wagon maximum consecutive squad defeats have been adjusted from 5 squads to 10 squads. When powering up the lighthouse for multiple allies, you can earn more mutual assistance points. Well, then great to have this sooner, but and reduce the difficulty of the wandering Oni wagon monsters. And this is probably the reason why I think the update didn't come to this afternoon. Because the Blood Knight event, it happens at I think 12:30 midnight, like overnight, like Eastern time, and then 8:38 a.m. and then 4:30 p.m. So I guess they wanted to make sure that the difficulty got adjusted after those that event ended. Because like I said, when I was doing the war earlier today, and when I checked into the game even later the afternoon, these updates weren't there yet. All right, so let's continue here. When commanders receive social interactive gift, battle support, profession skill rewards, corresponding bubble notification will appear on the right side of the main interface. These notifications can be turned on or off. Optimize the preview display effect for the Thursday Hero Shard exclusive weapon shard choice pack. Okay, so I guess if just you always have daily purchases that the game promotes for each versus day. I don't really partake in those unless I'm like super desperate, but I usually stay away. So this next one though, I'm gonna talk about this a little bit. In the Bullseye Loot event, Unclaimed Ammo Bonanza event rewards will be sent via mail. So now we're not in that event in our server timeline because it's on a rotational basis. You got, I forgot which, it's three or four different things. I can't remember the name of them all, but you got the Glittering Market, which is what we're in right now. So the Glittering Market, just to kind of remind you guys again, for 500 diamonds, you get basically 60 of these artifacts, and if you get 5 of them, you get a free gear blueprint. And I finally redeemed enough for that where I followed I think I followed someone that subscribed that commented. I did apply it to Carly, and then also from what we won the war, I did apply that fourth thing to him. So he would be the next radar that I will promote whenever I get my next 10 rewards, which will probably be at the end of the season when we get these in bunches. So I'll be able to use that for Lucius there. And let's interrupt ourselves with this little dig that we have. And I'll probably miss it because I'm going to be talking and then I'm going to miss the dig. But if I remember, I'll get to it. All right, so let's continue. Oh, yeah. I just totally ignored what I was just what I segued about. So when it comes to the Ammo Bonanza event, this is another way that you could get these red exclusive, the red gear. So these bullets that you get for the Ammo Bonanza, you can, when you redeem them, there's like a little milestone tracker. And if you get all the way to the end, I think you can get like 10 of the red gear, but it doesn't like leave where you left off at. You have to get that timeline that one time it has that event for that particular week. So the only way you can really get there is either by spending a lot of money, probably like $400, which I would never do for that week, or just save up these bullets over time, and then whenever you're ready to redeem them, you can do that and just go all out. The estimated amount usually takes about 500 or 600 bullets, so I'm still a ways away. I've been saving these up for a couple of months now, so and I'm still keeping an eye on that dig there. So make sure that you take advantage, again, especially if you're not a heavy spender, to take advantage of what the game gives you, because until there are more economic ways to gain these red gear, you have to kind of do little things like that with the Glittering Market event and then the Ammo Bonanza event, as well as the season rewards, because those are like the best ways. And of course, you got these wanted boss milestones that can give you red gear early on as well, depending on which monster that you're fighting, because some of these, I forgot which monster gives you the red gear. Yeah, this particular monster gives you the red gear at certain milestones early on, which I've already long gotten those. So those are your ways that you can pretty much get the red gear in the game. All right, so let's continue before this dig is over. It'll probably be over before this video is over, so I will segue back to there. All right, number 7, camera height will remain consistent when switching views after selecting troops in the world. Number 8, optimize Skylar's exclusive weapon level 30 effect, which I won't have until 2027 at least. When both attacking and defending squads have Skylar with level 30 exclusive weapon, attack after the attacking Skylar's first EMP overdrive skill stun the defending Skylar, it will no longer prevent the defending Skylar first guaranteed stun from EMP overdrive for triggering. So I guess before this, if your Skylar got their skill out first, that means the other person's Skylar couldn't get theirs out, and they was kind of screwed for the fight. But what they're saying is that both sides will have an opportunity to get their skill out the first time. But I guess after that, then it's just a race to who gets there sooner. We got 27 seconds left. So that's what that is. But I can't show you that because my Skylar is not at level 30. She's not even at level 20. I think she's at level 10. So yeah, she's not going to be there anytime soon. So yeah, there's that. And I might as well just see this countdown now so I don't miss it. See what we're getting here. Diamonds. I definitely need diamonds. I wish I got a double, but beggars can't be choosers. All right, let's continue here. Number 9, added units kill count animation for battles involving unit kills in Desert Storm and Winter Storm. Reminder, make sure that you're participating in Desert Storm this week for your server and for your faction. For the invading rights, for this Sunday duel, it's going to be an all-out battle. So make sure it's just kind of a little plug there just to remind you on that. Optimize the colors of marching lines in the Desert Storm and Winter Storm to improve the visibility of the battlefield. So just like, I guess just to make the lines more visual, I don't have any problem seeing those lines, but I guess I just want to make sure everyone can see it. All right, number 11. These are a lot of updates. And I guess that might be a reason why they took so long, because it's a lot of updates. Attack warning optimizations. Attack warnings on the main interface will now prioritize display in the bottom right-hand corner. Until that warning is viewed, attack warnings will no longer be overridden by subsequent garrison or scout warnings. So I'm assuming you're probably still going to have your screen flash red on both sides, but what they're saying is normally when someone is marching towards you or anything like that, you'll usually see like a red notification like above this alliance button on the bottom right. Above this button, you'll see like a red radar or something. But I guess if you got multiple people, you have to kind of clear that update, and it'll allow you to see who's coming towards you, and that kind of stealing the thunder for the rest of that here. But let's just going to show you what else it says. The attack warning area on the main interface will display the attacker's avatar, so that way you know who it is, and their total squad count currently attacking your base. So you can get an idea from what I'm interpreting this. And I'm just going to read this third one here. You can now view the hero information of the enemy troop and individual squad warning details. So this is my interpretation, is that if someone is attacking you and you get that warning notification, you click on it, you should be able to see their power, their hero power that's marched towards you. So that way, if you're stronger than them, you can just simply reinforce your wall so they can bounce off. So that way you don't lose durability. But if you're weaker than them, then you can kind of adjust accordingly. Either just take the hit if you're just trying to stay in the battle, or you can teleport, or whatever you got to do to avoid getting hit. But some situations you just kind of have to take it, especially if you're just trying to occupy space or be a decoy. All right, so number 12, scout optimization in the world. After completing the scout, tap a scout bubble at the loot location allows quick viewing for scout results, and optimize the display effect of scouted information on scout reports. So let's take a look at that real quick. I haven't yet to do my daily plunders for the day. All right, and as you can see, a lot of these bases are on fire. And again, that's from that Blood Night event. That's one of the most annoying thing about the season. Again, I'm going to talk about season 4 when this is all said and done. But I'm just going to show you guys real quick. So normally when you scout someone, you have to go to your inbox and go to battle report, and then you show the scouting reports. You have to go through all that to get there. But now they're saying you just click here, and it'll show you the same information. It'll show you like the Reader's Digest version of it, the total hero power, the troops they got on the wall, if they have any, their resources at the very bottom. If you want to see the long version of it, you just click on this and it'll show you the same thing. Just if you want more details for what they got. But just if you're just trying to plunder someone's like resources, like it's the main thing you're worried about, and you're trying to see if they're reinforced, that's the important stuff. Or if you're sharing it with your alliance, of course you can still share it that way. So a little bit convenience there. All right, simple. All right, let's continue. Again, we got a lot of updates. We're almost at the bottom though. Added a new emoji. Simple. You can, what is the emoji? I'm just curious. You know, I got to see what this emoji is. What is the emoji? I've already seen those, so it must be one of these. I don't use all these emojis to know which one is new, so I guess I'm not that big into those, but I know a lot of people are, so that's for you guys there. You can now add coordinate information in the alliance notice so that we can have precise locations. Optimize the model of the assault bus and various other enemies, and optimize the skill description of tactic cards, harvester, rapid gather. The actual card effect remains unchanged. So you have all your bug fixes there, nothing crazy. One of the things that happened that was annoying today is that whenever we got our missile, because we did get our missile off, that was one of the keys to victory. When I teleported to the contaminated land, the game crashed, and I wasn't the only one that had that. So whatever bug that is, fix that, because that could have been a disaster, teleporting in a contaminated area where you're vulnerable and the game crashes on you. Because when I logged back in this morning, no surprise, I was off the map somewhere random. So fix that, please. Can we please fix that? Last word, just begging you, please. All right, so let's go ahead and collect that there. Again, guys, likely gonna do a video. And by the way, I did get that Williams exclusive weapon early this morning, as I said. So I'm gonna try to compare that effect, and then we're gonna do a ranking for the top all the 12 exclusive weapons out so far, from best to worst. And this is just my subjective rankings, and your rankings might be different because you guys might have people at level 30 that I don't, and you be able to see them in action better to see the impact. So it'll be completely subjective. I'm not gonna do any cheating research ahead of time. Just gonna be my personal opinion based off what I'm reading. All right, guys, but like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll talk to you later.